got a shove in the back, but it's broken for Dobbin. And Donker again. Well, it would be impossible to predict a winner of this game because they both do appear capable of adding to the one goal they've got. Hicks with his first touch. Clarkson. Nice ball out to Frayne here. He was taken out of the game by Watson. And that is a free kick, but we haven't had any yellow cards in the game as yet. And, Tommy Watson there, who almost got Grimsby back in the lead, has conceded this free kick, which Darren Rodgers, signed during the summer from West Bromwich Albion, prefers to take. And once more he'll look for the tall figure of... No, he won't. I was going to say look for the tall figure of Sale. Perhaps he will now. He does, and Sale's up there, and that's a free kick for Birmingham as well. Little shove by Dobbin.
Alan Buckley mentioned the problems he was worried about with set pieces. Well, he's got bigger problems now, of course, with big Hicks there. Hicks and Sale, they're going to present numerous problems from set pieces for the Grimsby defence. Both of them well over 6 foot.
Yeah, 6'3" is Martin Hicks. Sale 6'5". But for the moment, the ball is on the ground, and around it are the 3 players orchestrating this free kick. Frayne is one of them. Cooper is the other, as Beckford moves away. So it looks as though John Frayne might have a dip with his left foot. He will, but it doesn't go through. Sale overhead kick, palmed down by Wilmot. There's plenty to keep the crowd warm here.
Yes, it's not particularly a warm summer's day, is it, here in Birmingham?
Easily dealt with. Well read by Agnew. That's good turning by Watson. Again, he's created space and he's fed Mendonca in. Now then, a good shot as well. Mendonca gets another go. And that's turned aside for the corner kick by Tate. A lovely ball that was played by Watson to Mendonca.
Yes, it certainly was. Alan Buckley used the word inventive, and that's what Grimsby have been in this opening period in the second half. Mendonca's looking a threat whenever he gets the ball.
It wasn't Tate in a good position to head clear as well. That was a professional position he took up. Nonetheless, it's Grimsby's corner kick, and Watson has already taken it. And they can have another one. Well, that was a short one, the first one. So is the second, but easy meat for Clarkson to clear. Good turn, Donowa. Oh, and he's left Agnew in his wake. And away goes Donowa. He's got the pace to go all the way, and he's still going. And fortunately for Grimsby, there was a little touch back by McDermott to deprive Donowa. Now it's Mendonca's turn to have a go. It's a darting game. Watson again. Hits the shot! Tommy Watson. He's hit the post, he's hit the bar now. Well, Tommy Watson must wonder what he's got to do to score in this match. Very unlucky indeed. And Grimsby just getting on top again momentarily, certainly. The Birmingham defence rocked a little there. And they'll have to defend once more as Hargreaves leads the next breakout. Past Clarkson. In he comes again. Hargreaves gets the shot in, rebounds, Mendonca, and in a right old scramble, Gosney eventually gets his gloves on the ball, and it is all happening here at St Andrews, and it's all happening in the Grimsby penalty area. Watson desperately unfortunate for the second time there.
Well, once again, good play from Grimsby. Lovely little 1-2 between Hargreaves and Woods. The shot came in, Gosney couldn't hold it, and Mendonca almost gave Grimsby the lead.
Just goes to show you cannot predict what is going to be a good game and what is not. Not everybody leapt up and down when we said we were covering Birmingham Grimsby. It's turned out to be a cracking match. There is Gleghorn's header drifting through. But what we have got here today are two sides prepared to play good football, giving it 100% effort and creating chances. And you can't ask for more than that in a game of football. The little chip forward will get Donowa racing onto towards Agnew again. There was no foul there. Donowa stumbled, and it's going to be Grimsby's throw in. Agnew's done well at the centre of defence for Grimsby. He's captaining the side today. He's nominally a left back, really, but he's fitted in well. And he's a hard man to track, is Donowa.
Out you go! Out you go!
We've had quarter of an hour in the second half. No handball given. This time Gosney does have plenty of time before playing it up the middle and finding Sale. Tate, sensible ball out to Beckford now. Beckford, who's not really had the ball since he lashed in that shot a few minutes ago, which rocked the crossbar. Brought a good save rather out of Rhys Wilmot. The crossbar at the other end that got rocked. Now it's Gleghorn. Can't get past McDermott, but gives Frayne the ball. And Wilmot will come and misses it. And there was a foul on him. And much as the St Andrews faithful roar their disapproval, Mr Trussell has awarded Grimsby the free kick and relief. There it is, there's the ball in from Frayne. It's very hard to challenge a goalkeeper in these situations. Hard to tell. Well, Wilmot managed to get the ball over the halfway line, despite the wind. But once more, it's Grimsby on defence. Tommy Watson, who's a willing worker, coming back to keep that ball in play for Grimsby. Woods clattered in the back by Rogers. Grimsby's free kick.
Well, the second half started somewhat like the first half. The opening 10 minutes in the first half, it was all Grimsby, as it is at this moment in the second half.
With Dobbin on the ball, edge of the Birmingham City penalty area. And he's been allowed to loop that ball in here. Mendonca, did it strike his hand? Well, the referee doesn't mind anyway, and Birmingham don't because it's broken to Beckford. Plays a poor ball out, giving Jobling the chance to keep the impetus there for Grimsby. Woods inside, Mendonca coming for it, and Hicks hustling the ball away from him. Just used his body as a shield, and it's a dead ball.
Yes, that was good experience play there from Hicks. Getting his huge frame in front of Mendonca, not allowing him the sight of the ball.
I think you must have played against Martin Hicks, Trevor, have you, at some stage?
Probably have played against everybody else.
Good matchup! First 5 in the hole! That'll do, yeah! That'll do! Stay upwards, see that?
Bravely putting his head in there, Agnew. Watson this time. Alan Buckley, who lives every moment of a match, was shouting about Paul Groves making a break through the middle so McDermott could try and find him. Watson, who must have walked under a ladder on his way to the ground, having struck the post and the bar. McDermott's ball. And the goalkeeper's got to be sure again now. It's Groves coming through. McDermott's clearance was picked up by Tate, and then he gave it back to Grimsby in the shape of Groves. Nice little touch for Mendonca. Mendonca going up the middle. Woods is on his right. Still it's Mendonca. And just waited too long. He wasn't sure, I don't think, whether to go all the way himself or give the ball. In the end, he did neither. but it's been given back once more to Grimsby. Dobbin driving Grimsby forward this time. 2 men to aim at in the middle, cleared by Hicks. But again, Clive Mendonca there, I think he had too many options possibly.
Yes, he did. He saw Woods on his right-hand side. He thought about going himself. And on his left, he had the substitute Hargreaves, who was in a very, very good position. In the end, he did nothing and lost possession in a very, very good position.
Mark Cooper, the last time he played against Grimsby Town, he scored against them for Exeter City when Grimsby clinched their promotion 2 seasons ago. Now there's the little flick up to Donowa. Gleghorn. Donowa. Nicely done. Clarkson struggling to control it. Just took the impetus out of the move for a second, but it's beyond Sale and that will go out. Well, it was too high even for him.
I feel that Birmingham are causing themselves problems in the second half because I don't know whether it's tactically or whether the players have just taken it themselves to change things, but the 2 wide players, Gleghorn and Beckford, have gone very, very wide, and it's put a hell of a lot of workload on the 2 midfield boys, Cooper and Tate. And because of that, there's only 2 in the centre, and they're losing out in midfield.
Yes, whereas in the first half we consistently made the point that all the danger to Grimsby was coming down their right-hand side, Birmingham's left.
Yes, if you see every time Gleghorn gets the ball, he's on the touchline, and vice versa on the other side, Beckford's on the touchline. So you've got about 75 yards of space just for the 2 central midfield players.
Yeah, good point. Free kick given on behalf of Handyside and against Sale.
Jobbers! It's on Aggie! No. Woods is the man.
Woods is the man. Is he going to get a goal for Grimsby?
Support, Jim!
21 minutes gone in the second half. It's good to have somebody as vocal as Alan Buckley on the touchline. We know exactly what the advice is. It's like having an extra commentator down there. Now McDermott. Sprints to get past Gleghorn. Good tackle back by the former Ipswich Town man, and Manchester City, of course, and then the clearance not so good, and Paul Butcher decides he wants a bit of the action coming off the substitutes bench to control it.
Just return to what I was saying, John. What it has done, of course, has made it better as an entertaining spectacle, because what's happening is that players now are finding much more space with Birmingham playing with so much width.
That's right, it's been an extremely good spectacle in the second half. Here's one that Donna was interested in. It's Donowa against Agnew. He's inside Agnew. He's rolled it into the path of Beckford. And now Tate will have a go, but from that sort of distance, it had to be a better strike than that.
Yes, Donowa is a threat, isn't he, with his pace? Electric pace. You feel that every time he's got the ball, something could happen. Must be a constant worry to the Grimsby defence, because no matter what you do, when you've got a player like that with such terrific pace, he's virtually unstoppable. You feel that if the game is going to be won, he could just provide that winning bit of magic.
That's right, and he has got a couple of goals already this season. So he knows the way to the net. Sale. That wasn't the right way. Birmingham City are about to bring on a second substitute. They're going to call a striker Darren Rowbotham off the bench. So both their subs will have been on. Grimsby have had Hargreaves on for much of the game. It's the sort of move that Terry Cooper's got to make.
Yes, I'm just trying to work out who he's going to bring off.
Nice little flick from Sale. Donowa. Still Donowa, Gleghorn on his left, and McDermott got the footer that counted that time. Gleghorn again. And nothing for Donowa there either. So it's Handyside who drives Grimsby out. Watson. Oh, lovely move once more from Grimsby, and Watson's still tussling for it. They're all in there, and this might be a Grimsby free kick. It is on the edge of the Birmingham City penalty area. Checked Mendonca there, and he and Watson have got Grimsby into a good position. Let's see what their set plays are all about. Well, that five-man wall is no more than 5 yards away. It's retreating now. Now, Jim Dobbin can really crack them. Can he get it right? Can he get it around or over that wall if he is the one? Watson might just nick it instead to Agnew, and it was on Agnew's left foot. And, well, Paul Agnew hasn't scored a goal for 2 years, so perhaps Dobbin would have been a better alternative.
Well, the expected substitution hasn't taken place. Just wondering who he may bring off. Possibly the big centre-forward Sale. Or it could be Beckford on the right-hand side of midfield, but it wouldn't surprise me if he took Big Sale off.
Hargreaves, no free kick this time, and Cooper maybe to Beckford. There's a crunching tackle over there by Jobling. Hicks, and again Grimsby doing well here. They're competing for every ball, and Mendonca tries to get Hargreaves up the middle. Now Sale, if it is him to come off, is this going to be his last contribution? Well, it's sailing over the, you excuse the pun, it wasn't intended, over the top of the crossbar. And that indeed will signal the substitution of Mark Sale. And Darren Rowbottom, who will take his place, is a prolific goal scorer, but I think young Sale is still finding his feet in league football. He's not played many matches. He's done his job, and now they will try an alternative method. And Darren Rowbottom here was a top goal scorer for Exeter City a couple of years ago. He had a phenomenal season when he got 31 in the one season for Exeter, then suffered an injury. And up the middle goes Hargreaves. He was 1 against 1 with Rodgers then somehow lost his way. Got rather scrappy there. Free kick given. Dave Bassett, can you see either side winning this one now?
Oh, certainly. I mean, it's far from over. I mean, really, there should have been more goals already. Grimsby would be disappointed. I mean, they've had 4 really fine efforts, and if people had just been alert on the rebounds, they could have easily been leading. I wouldn't think Alan Buckley was too happy with that free kick, because they didn't take enough attention to that. But having said that, Birmingham have had the one strike with Beckford, and you get the feeling sometimes sides can be under the cosh and then they get a chance and get the goal. I think there'll be another goal, definitely.
Right, and Terry Cooper's just made the change. We watch here as the ball is whipped away from Donowa. I was just going to say, Dave, that Terry Cooper has just made the substitution. Do you think that'll alter the way that Birmingham are going to play?
Well, he obviously was not happy with what they're doing up front, and he's probably bringing the boy Rowbottom on because he sees him more as a goal scorer than the boy Sale, who had been effective, but in fairness, Birmingham weren't getting the crosses in the second half to give him the service he needed.
Thanks very much, Dave. It's 1-1 here at St Andrews. Grimsby having got off to a dream start with a Clive Mendonca goal. Birmingham coming back to equalise. And they're trying to get Watson in once more. Birmingham's equaliser was from Nigel Gleghorn. Donowa certainly has had some darting runs in this second half. And Paul Agnew has stuck with him very well for my money. Trevor, just going to remind you, you are going to name a man of the match for us. Paul Agnew has set a good example as captain for Grimsby, but there are several good performers out there today. Frayne, good ball in as well, although it's gone to Tate, who's not the biggest man in there, but he's tussling for it. Donowa! No goal! No goal, he's driven the ball in, he's offside, and the look of anguish will be extended when he sees that linesman's flag.
Well, that was a pity, because it's a great finish from Donowa. We'll just see now whether the linesman was correct to flag for offside. It's a marvellous volley. Well, we can't see, but he, in that position there, he's slightly offside.
Yes, I think he was, to be fair. So it's still 1-1. Another chance gone. Here comes Grimsby's Hargreaves. Mendonca was in a good position up the middle if he'd found him, but Grimsby concentrating their attack down the left with Neil Woods instead. This free kick will be for Birmingham City. So here we have it again. We'll probably see better from this angle whether Donowa was in offside position. My immediate impression was that he was just, but let's have a look. There, yes, he is.
Well, it's ever so tight, isn't it? I think the linesman was just about right.
But just about is enough. And now a free kick for Birmingham City. Mr. Trussell using his whistle. Rather plentifully at the moment, but it's Birmingham who come. Frain's ball forward to Rowbottom. And now Mendonca nicks Woods through. Now then, Woods against Hicks, and Woods has got the pace. He's got past Hicks. Neil Woods can win it here. Oh, and he's gone down. The save is made. Woods should have scored for Grimsby. He decided to try and get around goalkeeper Gosney. Didn't make it. And what a critical save that is on behalf of Birmingham City. Woods should have scored. He got the better of Martin Hicks, and now there's been a bad challenge here by the look of it. And I think it's Darren Rowbottom who's going to get the lecture, but we look again at that save by Andy Gosney, who's quickly become a hero at St Andrews for that.
Well, whenever it's 1 against 1 with the keeper, it's always a good chance. I felt on that occasion there, Woods went the wrong way. He chose to come inside the keeper Gosney when I felt that possibly would have been better coming on the outside of him. Coming on the inside, he was always running into another player there who was trying to get back to defend the situation. But give credit to the goalkeeper. He made himself big and spread himself and took the ball off the forward's feet.
Yes, he did. It's a yellow card for Darren Rowbottom, and this was the challenge on him by Paul Agnew. Oof, he did dive in on Agnew there, didn't he? I mean, that's the sort of challenge that would often produce a red card, and perhaps should have done.
Well, there's no comment needed from myself after a challenge like that.
Well, Paul Agnew's okay, and I'm sure Alan Buckley will be a very relieved man. Let's hear from him.
Good to see the injury appears to be okay, but you must feel your name isn't in on this one somehow.
Yeah, very difficult. I mean, our passing and our movement is exceptional today. We're creating chances with good passing and movement as well, and at the moment we haven't finished them off. And when it's like that at 1-1, all you need is a high ball in the box and it doesn't drop in your favour and you can be punished.
You might almost feel that if Neil Woods had the confidence that Clive Mendonca's got, you might be better off.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't be too critical of people, but our movement and our passing to get in those areas, as I say, I'm delighted with that. Obviously, we've got to finish our work a little bit better.
Well, thanks very much.
Yeah, passing and movement has been really excellent from Grimsby Town. And they've certainly had the better chances in this second half when you think that Watson's hit the woodwork twice. And Woods had that chance as well there. They've just got to keep going, keep plugging away and hope they get the break. Woods. And what's more, it clipped his heel and it's Birmingham's throw-in.
Yes, there's a pity about the finish on Woods because he made the opening himself. He used his pace to get away from the substitute Hicks who came on. I think in this department, at the back, in the centre of the defence, Birmingham somewhat missed the speed of Paul Marden, who had to come off at the start of the second half. In Rodgers and in Hicks, they don't have players with great pace, and I think that Mendonca and Woods have exploited this a little in the second half.
Yes, I think that's absolutely right. Agnew again pressurised by Rowbottom, who hasn't fouled him this time, and he has won his side a corner. Darren Rowbottom knows all about bad injuries. He picked one up when he was at Exeter, when he was the top goal scorer in the country at the time. Since then his career has been in limbo a little bit. He's hoping to resurrect it here. Can he get a winning goal for Birmingham City? Here's their corner from Tate, a nasty swirling once so far as Grimsby are concerned. And here's Frayne! Whoa, dearie me. A foot wide. I think he's smiling, actually. Very unfortunate. John Frayne is the penalty taker for Birmingham City. His last 5 goals have all been penalties. He's not got one in open play for 18 months, but he was very, very close here, wasn't he? It's a right old crack he gives the ball. Deserved better.
Can't get much closer than that. But the corner caused problems.
Birmingham's free kick again for the challenge on Cooper. Fresh-faced son of the manager. 10 minutes left.
Second ball!
Rodgers free kick, Birmingham City. And it's up towards the penalty spot. They don't have Big Sale in there now. They do have Glegon, who swivels, gets the shot in, but good positional play by keeper Rhys Wilmot. A highly enjoyable game, Trevor.
Certainly is. We felt that the wind would cause many problems, which it has done, but to be fair to both sets of players, they've produced a very, very good game of football.
And it carries on that way as well as Rowbotham takes it on from Beckford. Ball in might come from Clarkson. Denied much space, so he gets it back from Tate. Tries to find a penetrating pass to Donowa. Eventually it'll be crossed in. Rowbotham on the chest, couldn't control it. And Grimsby break out once more, going to Woods. Woods to McDermott. The quality of passing's been very high in this match. And again, Alan Buckley looking for that movement amongst the Grimsby players, and the passing and movement he was talking about is of the highest order. They've put together about 8 passes here, and it was Watson's shot finally, which looked a rather tired one, didn't find its way through, and has allowed Birmingham some respite. Donowa took that superbly. And you'd certainly think he'd be tiring by now as well. Offside. I think what is encouraging, Trevor, from Grimsby's point of view, certainly, they didn't have the best of starts to the season by losing at Charlton. Well, they picked themselves up last week against Watford, and they're taking on a team here who've won both their opening league fixtures.
Yes, I think it's important that you believe in what you're trying to do. Alan Buckley likes to play football, and he's instilled this in his players. And that's the best way he feels of getting results. All credit to him.
It's 1-1 at the moment, and both sides might have to settle for a point unless they can produce something now in these closing moments when Donker allowed that ball to run away. And Birmingham's defence was equal to all that. Is Grimsby's going to be equal to this? Handyside showed a cool head. I'd say he's only 18. I think he'll be exhausted at the end of the afternoon. Arthur Mann on his right. Oh, good ball inside. Woods to Watson. Watson back to Woods. They're stretching Birmingham again now, and Rodgers is out of the defence. The ball is over, and the header was a tepid one from Groves. Lovely move again from Grimsby Town, which they couldn't polish off.
Well, that was a great ball from Woods. Tightened the corner flag, got it to the back post, perfectly on the head of Groves. He should have scored.
Yeah, I'd like to have seen David Hurst in that position there.
There you see, an excellent chance. Didn't really head it with any conviction at all.
That's right. So that's why it's still 1-1. And the game really does deserve more goals than we've had. Gleghorn.
Stay with him, man! Stay with him, Peter!
That's a good ball through from Frayne. Turned aside by Robotham to Donowa. The keeper came, checked. There's the ball inside, and it was Cooper still going for it. And in the end, Wilmot is able to dive gratefully on the ball. Cooper couldn't force it through, and it's still 1-1.
Yes, a great ball from Donowa to the back post. You see Beckford gets up, wins it well, back into Cooper, gets in with a header. And that is a back pass.
Yes, it was. There's an interesting point. That was a back pass. You see the referee there, he should have given an indirect free kick. He either missed it, or did the linesman miss it as well, or did he forget about the new rule? Well, there's been plenty of talking points in this match. Is there one to come here now as the goalkeeper comes outside his area, Gosney, and belts it upfield. Nice little header from Robotham. Oh, Agnew couldn't hold on. They might stretch them this time. Gleghorn with the crowd really urging him on. Oh, he looked tired then. He looked very tired. And so it's Woods for Grimsby. He's still got a bit of spring in his step, and he'll look to get McDermott going down the right. McDermott and Watson swapping roles for a moment. Watson to Woods. Quite a few tired-looking players here. Birmingham's throwing. Just 3 minutes left. That's going to go out of play.
Well, the time's come for me to decide the man of the match, and two forwards has taken my eye today. One for Grimsby, that's Mendonca, who's had an excellent game, scoring a very, very good goal. And Donowa in the forward line for Birmingham City, who's been a constant threat throughout the game. I feel that Donowa just shades it, so I'm going to give him the man of the match.
I hope he enjoys champagne, Trevor.
Yes, and also to spare the blushes of Dave Bassett, who's just sold Mendonca.
Hey, that's a good point. Yeah. Free kick for Birmingham. Oh, and he must be offside, Robotham. It's gone in. Oh, it's not! It's given! It's given! Darren Robotham has poached what might well be a winner then for Birmingham City, and Grimsby do not deserve to lose on this day. But the ball ricocheted. Let's have a look at this. It's another controversy at the very end here. There's the header out, back over the top. Well, he looked yards and yards and yards offside. Robotham didn't stop to ask the question. He popped it into the Grimsby net, and Darren Robotham has probably got Birmingham City 3 points here. I feel desperately sorry for Grimsby Town at this moment. Trevor, your thoughts on the goal?
Well, before I mention the goal, Grimsby have certainly paid for all the missed chances that they've had in this second half. They've had enough chances to have scored 3 or 4. That there, well, it must have been 3 or 4 yards offside. Alan Buckley must be desperately disappointed. He's seen his side play so well during this second half. They've done enough to win the game.
Well, that puts it in a nutshell. Grimsby might well have won this match on 3 or 4 occasions in the second half, when you consider that Tommy Watson hit a post, he hit the bar, Woods failed to get around goalkeeper Gosney, although that's credit to the Birmingham goalkeeper. But they really are very, very unlucky to trail to Darren Robotham's first goal of the season. 20 seconds to go in the match of normal time. There must be a little bit of time to be added on. And Birmingham City, if they win now, will maintain a 100% record in League Division 1. Remember, they won on the opening day, the opening weekend against Notts County. They then won 3-0 at Cambridge last week. And amazingly, they've been knocked out of the Coca-Cola Cup by Exeter City. And yet in the league, they can do no wrong. 3 games played, and if the scoreline remains the same, it'll be 3 games won. But that is certainly a highly controversial way in which they've gone in front. And Grimsby are looking here themselves. It's cleared by Cooper. Real urgency needed now from Grimsby, and they'll certainly give us that. McDermott. We've gone into time added on as Jobling comes forward. Now it's Mendonca. McDermott in the move a second time. They're queuing up, waiting for the cross. Grimsby continue to ply their trade and play good football to get it in there. Here comes Jobling. Oh, it zooms over the top. And Kevin Jobling could have been a hero for Grimsby then. It wasn't to be, and that maybe sums up the difference between the two sides on the day. Grimsby just haven't been able to finish things off, whereas Birmingham have hit the net twice. And that looks as though it was Grimsby's last chance. And Grimsby Town desperately badly wanted today. They've gone down here at St Andrews by 2-1. Aaron Rowbotham there. Birmingham City in virtually the last minute from what seemed an incredibly offside position. And Alan Buckley, you can see him there, must be horrified really, because so many matches do turn on the decisions of referees and linesmen, and this is certainly one of those matches. Birmingham came back after Grimsby had gone in front through Clive Mendonca on 4 minutes. Nigel Gleghorn equalising on 11, and then Darren Rowbotham, the substitute, has hit the winning goal here for Birmingham City, and all I can say is that that is cruel fortune for Grimsby Town. We'll be getting the views in a moment of Ian St John and Dave Bassett, but we can hear from Clive Mendonca now with Nick Powell.
Clive Mendonca joins me, and so does Louis Donner. Clive Mendonca first. Desperately unlucky.
Yeah, that's right. I thought we played well in patches, like especially second half. I thought Tommy Watson was unlucky when he hit the crossbar, but that's the way it goes, like, isn't it? Disappointing, like, you know. I thought the goal was offside myself, but linesman decision, isn't it?
Well, you were one of Trevor Francis's 2 options for the man of the match, I have to say, despite being on the losing side. But the champagne, the bubbly, the Barclays bubbly, congratulations goes to Louis Donovan. You must have thought at times that you were out of that.
Yeah, we just kept on battling on, and we had some chances, and in the end, Darren scored, and had 3 points for us.
Did it look offside to you? Were you worried about it?
I don't think so, but I'll have to have a look on the video and see.
And very vital 3 points for you. After Tuesday, you lost 4-1 in midweek.
Yeah, we picked ourselves up, and we just kept battling on, and we got the points.
Clive, you must have felt really that just wasn't your day.
Yeah, that's right. As I say, I thought we played well, but it's just the way it goes, isn't it?
Gentlemen, thanks very much indeed. 2-1 the final score. We'll be back with more reaction from Dave Bassett and Ian St John after this break.
Well, welcome back, but no lack of excitement here at St Andrews in Birmingham, and that was a cracking game, David, wasn't it? What a second half.
Very, very good game, an exciting second half. You know, everybody's had their value for money. Tremendous excitement. I think John made the point that sometimes you don't have to watch the fancied teams. You can come and see 2 teams play, and if they play in the right way, you get excitement, which we saw today.
Well, I think we read it right at half-time. We did say that Grimsby would play on the deck and play some nice football, and that possibly Birmingham would throw the high stuff in and get something from that. But I think the talking point, obviously, for all the fans that were here, and you especially at home there, the value of the replays, is to have a look at the winning goal. And we're sitting here right opposite the 18-yard line, David, and your first reaction was that he was miles offside.
Yeah, it was like suspended animation. He was offside by a long distance, and I just, excuse me, I just thought the ball was going into the goal, and then expecting the free kick. You know, Grimsby feel really hard done by. I mean, he was yards off, and I mean, it wasn't even marginal. there was a chance where a goal was scored earlier, which possibly was slightly tighter, and the linesman saw that. Really, that's disappointment, you know, from a professional linesman to miss an offside like that.
Well, let's have a look at it again, because, I mean, at first you think, well, surely, to goodness, maybe somebody at the top of the picture have been playing them offside. But if you freeze it when the ball comes in, if you take it on a little bit, I mean, there's no even a doubt.
No,
there's not a doubt there.
I mean, I was watching along that line, and I mean, I thought he's offside, and it's a free kick, and I was completely surprised. You know, I mean, Grimsby must be disappointed because they could have had a point, and they should have won. They've got themselves to blame that they missed some excellent chances, and they did have some good chances, and it would have been all over. But having said that, you're relying on officials, and the linesman didn't help the referee one iota in this instance.
Well, he certainly didn't, because, I mean, he at the end of the day is a man who's right there now. I'm sure Alan Buckley won't be too happy about it, but to hear his views, let's join him with Nick Powell.
Alan, you must be very happy with the way you've played, but not with the result, obviously.
Well, very happy. I felt we've dominated most of the game this afternoon. Of the two sides, we tried to play all the football as we always do. The only problem Birmingham gave us really was at set pieces, which we expected anyway. I felt, you know, the second goal was a disgrace that was allowed. Leaves me very disappointed after the work we've put in, because we've tried to play the game properly, and I thought our players' performance was magnificent.
I don't know how much consolation it is to you, but you've no doubt advertised the way Grimsby play now today to a live football audience on TV who don't know you.
People should know the way we play anyway. It's entertaining, it's open, it's attractive. We do create chances. We don't have to resort to lumping the ball in the box first time just to create chances for ourselves. We try and play the game right, and I hope people have enjoyed watching us play.
And you don't ever despair when you play like that and still lose?
Well, I said to Arthur Mann, probably with 3 or 4 minutes left, that, you know, if you carry on playing like that, you'll win more than you lose. But obviously it does you no good at 5 o'clock when you've lost the game to a goal that's been allowed to stand like that.
Alan, thanks for the entertainment. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Well, I think what he was saying, what we were thinking as well, David, how well they'd played in the game, and you mentioned before we went to the interview there, you know, about the chances they had in the second half, and Tommy Watson in particular. Now, he must be sitting in the bath wondering whether he should drown himself or not, because he was the man that had a couple of crackers. I mean, to hit the woodwork twice.
Yeah, I mean, he did well, very, very well in his efforts. I mean, he's gone in very bravely here, and he's got a clump for his efforts. It's hit the post, and really, Clive Mendonca or Woods should have been reacting on that. They were slow.
This was a shot.
And this is a superb shot. You know, it can be a goal, it's hit the bar, and even the rebound gets back to... oh, no, it doesn't. I thought it'd come back to, actually, the Grimsby player there. But they had a better chance when Woods was through, really. I mean, he had a lot of chance to finish it off then, really. That was a great chance. Watson made his own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as I say, I mean, that was great. The goalkeeper just looked at that one and hit the bar there. He had no chance, did he?
No.
It was good stuff. Well, we had, you mentioned Woods there. Now, Woods, when he went through, we were looking at it again from this angle, looking up the pitch, and we thought, why does he not just bury the ball?
Yeah, why didn't he do it early? The goalkeeper really wasn't making a problem for him. The nearer he got to the goalkeeper, he created the problem for himself.
He had a bit of time, David, yes.
Look, another touch, and I mean, the goalkeeper does well in the end, and he takes a tremendous save on the block for the follow-up, but really they're great chances, and they can win or lose you the game.
It's a pity, and I mean, you look at the whole thing, and he will be sitting there, both of those boys will be sitting in the bar thinking, you know, oh, if only, if only. But the one thing that has happened today, and Alan Buckley was saying there, and actually he was a good PR man for the club, there's not a lot of people would know that Grimsby play that well, because of course Grimsby are not a team that people see on television.
No,
so
right.
I think it's a big plus now for this division, David. I know you're in with the big boys in the Premier, but the lads in this first division now have got an ideal platform, I think, to show the country that they can play quality football. In a strange way, the way the TV deals have worked out, I think it's good, because people are going to see the Grimsbys, they're going to see the Birminghams, which they wouldn't have done under the old system. And I think that'll be good, and I think people will start to realise there's some good footballers and there's some good games elsewhere in the country, and today was an exciting game. It was certainly better than ours yesterday. Let's say no more about that for a moment. Let's have a look at the table and just see where Birmingham are now after the points. Well, they are. They've moved up into 4th place, above Newcastle. And looking at this, there's a few big names up there. 14th is Grimsby. Now, looking at the table as we did, there's some big boys, big clubs really in this first division, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, we look at the Derbys and the West Hams and that, you know, they are big clubs. And there's a lot of other clubs who have got potential, i.e. Birmingham, for example, Brentford, that can develop. And I think it's good. I think people will see in their areas a lot of different football, and I think it'll be better for football all over the country.
Well, look at the gate that Newcastle had yesterday. around 29,000, I think it was. It was the second biggest in the whole of the country.
Fantastic. Well, we know that there's big clubs like Sunderland as well and Newcastle that can draw the people in, and that's good. I think it's good for the First Division, and we've got to accept that the Premier League is here, but as long as there's promotion and relegation, that teams can get into the Premier League, that's good for the game.
Okay. Well, I mean, the talking point obviously is a disallowed goal. There was the goal that stood, the disallowed goal before that when Donowa had a goal chalked off. Looking at this angle again, David, we're sitting here, and I personally thought he was level. When the ball is played, you'll see they're played there. I think he's level, and I think now, if you're level, you're onside, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I can understand that one being given. Had the linesman given that, I could have understood it, but the other one wasn't marginal. But one doesn't want to knock Birmingham because they kept going, and sometimes you need a little bit of luck, and, you know, sometimes officials that help you, sometimes they don't. I'm not saying the official deliberately helped them. It was a bad error in this instance, and at the end of the day, they're going to be smiling. They've got 3 points. Alan Buckley's going to be going home unhappy.
Right, OK, well, coming up at 6 o'clock, you can see all the goals from the Premier in the calendar at 6. And then next week, we're at Huddersfield for the Division 2 game against Bradford. That's live next Sunday at the earlier time of 1:10 I hope you've enjoyed this one today from St Andrews. It was a cracker. Bye-bye for now.
Barnsley 3,